High blood pressure, the silent killer. It doesn't hurt, it doesn't shout for attention, and most dangerously, it often goes unnoticed until it's too late. A stroke, heart failure, or kidney damage. But the real threat isn't just the number on the screen, it's the everyday habits, small and routine, that slowly raise your blood pressure without you even realizing. This isn't a lecture. We're not here to overwhelm you with medical jargon or shame you for doing things wrong. We're here to bring clarity, to shine a light on the real, often hidden mistakes that many seniors over 60 make, and to offer simple, doable steps to correct them. Because if you've made it this far in life, you carry something powerful: experience. You've lived through changes, challenges, and choices. And now it's time to put that wisdom to work for your heart, your health, and your future. If you've ever wondered why your numbers still fluctuate even though you're doing everything right, or if you've ever felt unsure about what truly matters when managing blood pressure, this is for you. Let's begin with the first mistake, and it might just change the way you look at your monitor forever. Before we dive in, if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you hit that button and turn on the bell so you never miss another health tip made just for you. If you enjoy this video, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0 to let me know how I can make better content for you. Mistake 1. Relying on the blood pressure monitor without truly understanding what it's. For many seniors, checking their blood pressure has become part of a daily routine, something they do almost on autopilot. They wrap the cuff, press the button, glance at the number, and move on. And if that number seems normal for the day, there's a sense of quiet relief. But here's the truth: a single blood pressure reading doesn't tell the full story. In fact, it can be dangerously misleading when taken out of context. Blood pressure isn't static. It rises and falls throughout the day, influenced by stress, sleep quality, food, hydration, medications, even the simple act of standing or sitting. Yet many older adults treat one good reading like a green light and one bad one like a crisis, when in reality, it's the pattern over time that matters most. Imagine trying to understand a movie by watching just one random scene. That's what it's like when we only look at one reading. You miss the buildup. You miss the warning signs. You miss the gradual shifts that, if caught early, could help prevent a stroke, heart attack, or worse. And here's another hidden truth. Some seniors become more anxious because they check too often, not realizing that elevated numbers during moments of tension or fatigue are part of a natural rhythm. That anxiety alone can spike blood pressure and create a harmful feedback loop. The goal isn't just to measure, it's to understand. This means recording readings over time, noting what you were doing, eating, or feeling, and bringing that information to your doctor. It means asking questions when numbers seem off, not panicking, but staying curious and informed. And most of all, it means remembering that your blood pressure monitor is a tool, not a verdict. When you learn to see the full picture, you gain real power, the power to respond instead of react. And that shift alone could be the turning point in your journey toward better heart health. But even a well-used blood pressure monitor can't protect you if you're ignoring what your body is trying to tell you. Let's talk about if you're still watching and finding these insights helpful, please comment number 1 below to let me know you're with me. Now let's move on to point number 2. Mistake 2. Ignoring subtle symptoms like fatigue, dizziness, or mild headaches. One of the most dangerous things about high blood pressure is how quiet it is. It doesn't knock on the door with pain or warning. It whispers softly through symptoms that are easy to overlook. That morning headache that fades by breakfast, the lightheadedness when standing too quickly, or the fatigue that makes you feel like your energy's slipping away. For many seniors, these signs are simply chalked up to getting older. But what if they're not just aging? What if your body is waving a red flag and no one's paying attention? The human body is wise. Over the years, it finds ways to communicate with us, often in the gentlest nudges. But in a world where we're told to tough it out, especially in the older generations, we learn to downplay discomfort. We say, I'm just tired, or it's probably nothing. But the truth is, small symptoms often speak the loudest, if we're willing to listen. Fatigue can mean your heart is working too hard to circulate blood. Dizziness might be a sign your blood pressure is fluctuating too wildly. That dull ache behind your eyes, it could be more than dehydration. It could be your blood vessels under pressure. None of these signs should be ignored, especially if they happen regularly. Keeping a journal of when these symptoms occur, what you were doing at the time, what medications you've taken, or what you ate that day, can help you and your doctor find patterns, the invisible footprints of a deeper issue. These moments are not just bothersome, they are clues. Clues that something needs to be adjusted, checked, or changed. Because it's not just about avoiding a crisis, it's about preventing one. Listening to your body is an act of care, of wisdom, of survival. But even the most attentive listener can be misled, especially when the foods that feel familiar and comforting are quietly working against you. Let's uncover the salty truth hiding in your kitchen cabinets. Mistake 3. Eating the same way you always have without considering your blood pressure. There's a kind of comfort that comes with familiarity, especially when it's tied to food. The morning toast you've had for years, the canned soup that reminds you of simpler times, the deli meat sandwich that feels easy and familiar. But here's the uncomfortable truth. The very foods you've trusted for decades may now be quietly working against you. As we age, our bodies change. What your heart and kidneys could handle at 40 might overwhelm them at 70. Sodium, which was once just a flavor, becomes a threat, sneaking into your body not through the salt shaker, but through processed and packaged foods, even the ones labeled healthy. The shift is subtle. You don't feel it. There's no immediate reaction. But day after day, that hidden salt tightens your blood vessels, adds pressure to your heart, and slowly chips away at your well-being. The most dangerous part is that it doesn't feel dangerous. A frozen dinner, a few crackers, a can of soup, nothing dramatic. Yet for seniors whose kidneys can no longer flush sodium as efficiently, every bite matters more. And when you pair that with the fact that taste buds dull with age, causing many to crave stronger flavors, the result is often more salt, less awareness, and rising blood pressure. This isn't about guilt. It's about clarity. You don't have to give up the joy of food. You just have to start paying attention to what's really in it, reading labels, rinsing canned vegetables, cooking at home when possible, exploring herbs and spices that bring flavor without harm. These are not sacrifices. They're choices that protect the life you've built. Food is memory, tradition, comfort. But it should never be the reason your heart struggles to keep going. Because even the healthiest meal means little if you're not keeping a close eye on the most important signal of all, the pressure quietly building inside your own body. Let's talk about what it really means to monitor your blood pressure and how to do it in a way that empowers you. If you're still watching and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 1 below to let me know you're here. Now let's keep going with point number 4. Mistake 4. Not monitoring your blood pressure regularly and consistently. High blood pressure doesn't make noise. It doesn't knock on the door. It doesn't wake you in the night or pull at your sleeve in the daytime. It just is. Quietly shifting, moment to moment, shaping your health without asking permission. That's why not monitoring it regularly is one of the most costly mistakes seniors can make. You may feel fine. You may even feel great. But feeling good isn't the same as being okay. Blood pressure can rise gradually, inch by inch, day by day, until one morning, without warning, it crosses a threshold that leads to a stroke, a heart attack, or a hospital bed. And by then, it's no longer silent. It's urgent. Too many seniors rely solely on the doctor's office for their readings, but a few times a year isn't enough to paint the full picture. Blood pressure is a living, breathing part of your body's rhythm. It changes with stress, salt, medication, movement, and rest. What you see in a single reading might be a fluke, a temporary dip or spike, but what you see across many days, that's the truth. Having a home blood pressure monitor isn't just about data, it's about awareness. It's about knowing what's normal for you, what patterns to watch for, and when something feels off. And it's not just about the machine, it's about the pause before the reading, the stillness, the intention behind it. It's about you being in partnership with your health, not a bystander. When you check consistently and share your records with your doctor, you give them a map. They can guide you better, adjust medication with precision, and help prevent the preventable. You're not just waiting for your next appointment, you're actively protecting your future, one quiet reading at a time. But what if the pressure on your heart isn't just physical? What if it's emotional too? Built from years of stress that you've learned to ignore? The next mistake might be the most overlooked of all and the most human. Mistake 5. Letting stress build up without managing it. Stress doesn't always show up as panic or shouting. Sometimes it's a quiet weight in your chest, a shallow breath, a restless night. It's the sigh you let out without even realizing, the tension you carry in your shoulders for days, weeks, years. For many seniors, stress has become so familiar it feels normal, but it's not. And left unchecked, it can slowly, invisibly drive blood pressure higher with each passing day. When you're younger, stress comes and goes like a passing storm. But as we age, the body becomes more sensitive to it. The hormones that once helped you power through now take a heavier toll. Cortisol and adrenaline don't just fade when the moment passes. They linger, tightening your arteries, increasing your heart rate, and wearing down your resilience from the inside out. Some older adults carry deep burdens, grief, financial worry, loneliness, health fears they don't speak of. And in a generation that was taught to endure in silence, stress often goes unspoken. But silence doesn't protect you. It allows damage to accumulate quietly. Managing stress doesn't mean pretending everything's okay. It means giving yourself space to breathe, to feel, to reset. A short walk, a few minutes of deep breathing, listening to music that calms you, talking to someone who understands, praying, writing your thoughts down. These aren't luxuries, they're lifelines, small, intentional moments that tell your heart, you are safe now. Making stress management part of your daily rhythm isn't weakness, it's wisdom. Because your body hears everything your mind doesn't say. And every time you care for your stress, you care for your blood pressure, your sleep, your digestion, and your overall peace. But what if the real danger isn't just what's inside, but what's missing from your day? What if sitting still too long, too often, is silently doing harm? Let's take a closer look at the hidden risks of physical inactivity and the simple steps that can make all the difference. A heart worth protecting. Why every small step matters. Managing high blood pressure doesn't require perfection. It doesn't demand that you become a different person, give up all joy, or follow a rigid list of do's and don'ts. What it truly asks of you is awareness, a willingness to look a little deeper at the choices you make every day, and a commitment to yourself, not just to live longer, but to live better. Because high blood pressure is not just a number on a screen. It's a reflection of your daily rhythm, how you sleep, how you move, how you eat, how you respond to stress, and how you care for the body that's carried you through a lifetime. Each choice, each meal, each breath, each quiet decision to rest, to walk, to speak up to your doctor, shapes your heart's future. And yes, it can feel overwhelming at times. You've lived a full life, full of habits and routines, and change doesn't come easily. But the beauty is, it doesn't have to happen all at once. You only need to start. Start by listening to your body more closely. Start by asking more questions, by moving just a little more, by adding one healthy meal, one quiet moment of calm. These small efforts aren't meaningless. They're powerful. They tell your heart, you still matter. You still have a future worth protecting. You've likely spent most of your life caring for others, family, friends, children, spouses. Now, let this be a season where you turn some of that care inward. You deserve it. Your health isn't behind you. It's still within your reach. And no matter your age, every step you take today lays the foundation for the quality of life you'll have tomorrow. So don't wait for a crisis to force you into awareness. Take back your power now. Take one habit, one change, and begin. Your heart will thank you, not just in numbers, but in energy, clarity, balance, and peace. You're not alone in this. Every senior faces these challenges, but the difference between risk and resilience is simply knowing what to avoid and having the courage to begin again. And you, of all people, know this better than anyone. It's never too late to do something good for your heart. These lessons are meant to inspire you to live fully and authentically. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Take a moment to reflect and share one thing you've learned and plan to apply in your own life. Let's support each other on this journey toward embracing these truths. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment with 1. If not, feel free to comment with 0. Your feedback means a lot to us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content like this. Thank you for watching, and here's to living life on your own terms.